Hey everybody, welcome to Rocket Science 101. I'm Kevin DeBruin, the Fit Rocket Scientist, and today we're going to learn about NASA's big questions. So why does NASA do what it does? Why does NASA choose to go to a certain place and do a certain thing? Well, NASA has identified a list of big questions that it is trying to answer. So let's go to the website here. According to NASA, NASA has defined a set of space and Earth questions that can be best addressed using the agency's unique capabilities. NASA works with the broader scientific community, considers national initiatives, and the results of decade-long surveys by the National Research Council in defining these questions. So NASA has big questions for 4 different topic areas. 1, we have Earth, where we live. 2 is heliophysics. Heliophysics is relating to the sun and its effects on the solar system. 3rd is planets, the planets in our solar system, all 8 of them, including Earth, so 7 of them, I guess. And then it also has astrophysics. So astrophysics is relating to the birth, life, and death of all the other things in the universe. So let's go into some of these questions now. So for Earth, NASA has 4 big questions. The first one is, how is the global Earth system changing? Second one, what causes these changes in Earth's system? Third, how will Earth system change in the future? How can the Earth system science provide societal benefit? So each of these NASA Earth missions are trying to provide insight into these questions. So let's go on to heliophysics. So heliophysics again is relating to the sun and its effects on the solar system. So what causes the sun to vary? The sun isn't constant. It's got solar flares, it's emitting things, it's spinning just like the rest, temperature fluctuations. So what causes it to vary? How do Earth and heliosphere respond? What's the interaction between the sun and the Earth, essentially? And what are the impacts on humanity? What does that mean to life here on Earth? So this is extremely crucial to us because actually in 1967, a solar flare almost sparked a nuclear war. So on May 23rd, the United States Air Force was scrambling the nuclear missile-laden jets, getting them ready to launch because there was an issue with the radar system that is supposed to detect incoming Soviet missiles. So they're scrambling the fighter jets, getting ready to launch them because they perceive that as an act of war by the Soviets. But luckily, there was a newly mined solar forecasting center that was able to relay what the real cause of the solar jamming was, which was just a powerful rash of solar flares. Phew! So luckily, because of NASA's research and the looking at heliophysics, the sun, we were able to deter nuclear war for the time being. So that's really big. So let's go on to planets now. So we're looking at planets. So we got Mercury, Venus, Earth, it has its own separate category, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. Sorry, Pluto's still a dwarf planet, everybody. So, for the planets, how did the sun's family of planets and minor bodies originate? Pluto is included in that small body part, or the minor body part. How did the solar system evolve to its current diverse state? How did life begin and evolve on Earth, and has it evolved elsewhere in the solar system? That's a big one. And what are the characteristics of the solar system that leads to the origins of life? So what NASA's trying to answer with these solar exploration missions is sending the spacecrafts out to these other planets and bodies in the solar system to try and get evidence to answer these questions, to collect data, collect science, to try and infer and figure out what's all going on out there. So this is where we hear about missions to Mars, the rovers that are going out there, the Europa project that's being talked about right now, sending stuff out to Ceres and Pluto and Cassini at Saturn. There's a spacecraft going around Saturn. Juno just went into orbit around Jupiter on July 4th. So those are like all of NASA's missions that are out there right now. Not all, some. And all right, so lastly, let's take a look at astrophysics, regarding the laws and chemistry to try and explain the birth, life, and death of everything else in the solar system. Actually, in the universe, not the solar system, universe. We're looking at stars, planets, galaxies, nebula, other objects in the universe that we don't have names for. So how does the universe work? Understanding the universe's birth and its ultimate fate are essential steps to unveil the mechanisms of how it works. This in turn requires the knowledge of its history, started with the Big Bang. These are direct quotes from the NASA website, by the way, that's why I'm reading this. So how did we get here? That's a big one. In order to understand the universe and how it's changed from the initial simple state that followed the Big Bang into this magnificent universe that we have today, when we look up at the night sky, we got to understand how those stars, galaxies, and planets formed. And the last one, this is the biggest question of them all. Are we alone? For millennia, people have turned their eyes to the stars and wondered if we are the only ones here, if there are other people, other things out there. Does life, be it similar to our own or not, does it exist in the solar system? So we can see that NASA's definitely not afraid to ask the tough questions here. So hopefully some of these questions spark some wonder in your mind. Do you think you know the answer to some of these questions? What do you think? Where do you think we came from, or how the solar system and the universe, evolved, changed, became alive? This is really cool stuff. So I think the biggest question of them all is that, are we alone? That one I'm going to let you guys ponder for a little bit. And I'm going to save my opinion for that question for a future episode. Thanks for watching Rocket Science 101. Don't forget to click subscribe below to stay up to date whenever new episodes get posted. You can also check out my other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All those links are below for other space concepts, and you also get a peek at a look into my life where I also talk about health and fitness. Because I believe you need a healthy body to have a healthy mind. So make sure that we're staying active and we're staying healthy. Alright, take care everybody.